Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I will show you how to transform this image from day to night and from day to winter and from day to fall or autumn. Let's get right into it. So first what you're gonna do is click and drag the background into Photoshop. Then let's rename the layer to background. And let's make sure we're all on the same workspace. So go to Window, Workspace, and Essentials. Then click Window, Workspace again, and let's reset Essentials. Okay, so first let's make a new adjustment layer. Let's add a hue and saturation adjustment layer. Let's decrease the saturation to maybe around minus 40. Let's add a color lookup adjustment layer. Let's change the 3D LUT file to nightfromday.cube. Okay. Let's make a new adjustment layer. Let's add the levels adjustment layer. Let's drag the output level from 255 to maybe around 115. Okay. Now let's bring our background in Photoshop. Hold Alt to scale proportionally. And let's position it like this, and then click the check mark or press enter. Okay, let's hide it for now. Let's select the background. Go to select sky. So we can select the sky. Okay, and now let's click our night sky layer again. Let's make it visible and click the mask tool. Okay, click on it, and that's it. We're done. So now let's group all of these adjustment layers together into one folder so we can have an organized workplace. So click the first layer and then hold shift and click the last layer and then click the folder icon and double click to rename it to night. So this is before and this is after. It looks really good. Okay, now we're going to do our winter scene, our winter transformation. So let's insert black and white adjustment layer. Change the blend mode to luminosity. And let's adjust some values. Let's bring the reds down to maybe minus 11. Let's bring the yellows up to maybe around 153. Let's bring the greens up to around 117. And let's keep the other values the same. Let's insert a new adjustment layer. Let's insert a hue and saturation adjustment layer. So we're not going to control the master, so we're going to control specific colors. So click on reds first. Then let's saturate the reds to maybe plus 50, and bring the lightness up to maybe around 16. Then let's go to yellows. Bring the saturation all the way down to maybe minus 96, and bring the lightness all the way up to around 97. Let's go to greens now. Let's do the same thing. Bring the saturation down to around minus 96, and let's bring the lightness up to around 97. Then let's add a new levels adjustment layer and bring the mid tones to from 1 to maybe 2.25. And that's it. We have our winter scene. Let's again click the first layer, then hold shift and click the last layer, and then let's click the folder icon to put them in a new group. Double click to rename, and let's rename them to winter. So we have a nice organized clean Photoshop file before and after. Now let's look how to make the picture to autumn or fall season. Let's insert a new hue saturation adjustment layer. Let's change the hue to minus 20, minus 31, and let's pick the saturation up by around 5. So look how it affected the sky, and now the house is also too big. So what we're gonna do, let's delete the hue and saturation layer. So you can either press delete or right click and delete layer. So how do we fix this? Let's select the original background first, and then go to select and select sky. Now we have the sky selected. We want to select the opposite of the sky, so make sure you're on the rectangle selection tool, right click and select inverse to select the opposite. Now we can insert a hue and saturation adjustment layer that will only affect the house area, and see how it's only affecting the area we selected. So let's bring the hue to minus 31 again, and the saturation to 5 again. So everything looks good except the house. It looks too big. So what we're gonna do is go to the brush tool, and then make sure the opacity is set to around 25%. Right click anywhere and set the hardness. Let's set the size to 200 and the hardness to 0. And then make sure you have the colors white and black selected. So you want to have the black color selected, and then let's paint over the house to fade out the hue and saturation adjustment layer. So the color black acts as an eraser to erase the mask in the adjustment layer, and the color white brings back the hue and saturation adjustment layer. So again, black to subtract and white to add back the adjustment layer. And click on the adjustment layer and let's reduce the density to maybe around 80 or 70%. If you don't have the properties panel, go to Windows and click Properties. So now this is the before and we have the after. Let's click on a new folder. Let's rename it to Fall. And let's drag and drop the adjustment layer inside of the folder. Let's bring it up to the top. And that's it. Now we have our tonight, to winter, and to fall. Thank you for watching my tutorial. I will see you all next time.